Hey guys, welcome to my legal classes. This is Ganesh Pujari and we were discussing chapter 16 of Indian Penal Code where we were discussing the concept of kidnapping and abduction. And in this series we have already covered from section 359 to 366 and this is my last session where I am going to cover the remaining 8 sections starting from section 367 to 374. Here, the sections are mostly focusing on slavery, exploitation, prostitution, or forced labor. Why to waste time? Let's get into the first slide. Section 367 discusses about kidnapping or abducting in order to subject a person to grievous hurt or slavery. Here, a person kidnaps or abducts a person for the purpose of making him to subject or to be disposed, or knowingly that such person will be subjected or will be disposed for the purpose of grievous hurt or slavery, or maybe for the unnatural lust of any person. In that case, it is a punishable offense, and the punishment here can go up to imprisonment of 10 years along with fine, and the offenses here are cognizable offenses, non-bailable offenses. Court of session will conduct the trial and they are non-compoundable offenses. Section 368 discusses about wrongfully concealing or keeping in confinement kidnapped or abducted person. Now, after kidnapping or abducting a person, if somebody wrongfully conceals or confines them, in that case it is a punishable offense, and here the punishment will be as equal to kidnapping or abduction, and they are cognizable offenses, non-bailable offenses, and as far as the trials are concerned, it will be seen as under kidnapping or abduction, and they are non-compoundable offenses. Section 369 discusses about kidnapping or abducting child under 10 years with the intent to steal from its person. Now here, whoever kidnaps or abducts any child under the age of 10 years with the intention of taking dishonestly any movable property from the person of such child, in that case it is a punishable offense, and here the imprisonment can go up to 7 years along with fine, and the offenses here are cognizable offenses, non-bailable offenses. Magistrate of first class will conduct the trial, and these are non-compoundable offenses. Then comes the lengthy section, that is section 370, which discusses about trafficking of persons. Now here we have as many as 7 subsections, and the first subsection defines what is trafficking of person or what is offense of trafficking. Now here, anybody for the purpose of exploitation. The first ingredient is there is purpose of exploitation. For that, what they are doing? They are doing recruitment or transports or harbors or transfers or receives any person. So this is the work part. Like, what are they doing? They are either recruiting or transporting or harboring or transferring or receiving any person. By what? They are using threat or force or coercion or abduction or practicing fraud or abuse of power or inducement, including giving or receiving of payment or benefits in order to achieve the consent of any person having control over the person recruited, transported, harbored, transferred or received, commits the offense of trafficking. If anybody fulfills all these 3 ingredients, then that is known as trafficking. First, there should be purpose of exploitation. Second, those 5 requirements, that is recruiting, transporting, harboring, transferring or receiving. Then how are they doing? The method of doing it, like using threat, force, abduction or fraud, abusing the power, inducement, etc. Now if they are committing an offense, that is known as offense of trafficking. What does exploitation means here? It can be physical exploitation or sexual exploitation or slavery or servitude or forced removal of organs. Anything can be considered as exploitation, and here the consent of the victim is immaterial in determination of the offense of trafficking. That is very important. With that, let's try understand remaining subsections. Subsection 2 to 7 are discusses about different offenses along with their punishment. The first offense is trafficking of person. Here the minimum imprisonment is 7 years of rigorous imprisonment, which can go up to 10 years along with fine. Then the trafficking of more than one person. Here the minimum imprisonment is 10 years rigorous imprisonment which can go up to life along with fine. Then comes trafficking of minor where the minimum imprisonment is 10 years of rigorous imprisonment which can go up to life along with fine. Then trafficking of more than one minor, here the minimum imprisonment is rigorous imprisonment of 14 years which can go up to life along with fine. And person convicted of offense of trafficking of minor on more than one occasion, that is repetition, here the imprisonment can go up to natural life along with fine. And then public servant or a police officer involved in trafficking of minor, here the imprisonment can go up to natural life along with fine. And all the offences here are cognizable offences, non-bailable offences. Court of session will conduct the trial and they are non-compoundable offences. Maybe I need to mention one thing here. Because of watching too many movies or because of misuse of sections, we always understand that life imprisonment means 14 years, 20 years, etc. But remember, life imprisonment and imprisonment for natural life means it is till the death of a person. But it is being misused quite often. That is why Supreme Court finally brought an amendment under CRPC, that is section 433A, where it told very clearly life imprisonment means life imprisonment. That means till the death of the person. That is why in the later part, whenever there are amendments in criminal law, the words are also being changed. Now it is always imprisonment for natural life to remove any further confusion or any further misusage. That is one important point you need to remember. Then comes the amendment section, that is section 370A, which discusses about exploitation of a trafficked person. This basically discusses about sexual exploitation of a trafficked person. Now, whoever knowingly or having reason to believe that a minor has been trafficked engages such minor for sexual exploitation in any manner is punishable with rigorous imprisonment of minimum 5 years and it can go up to 7 years along with fine. Or whoever knowing by or having reason to believe that a person has been trafficked. Here there is minor or nothing is mentioned. So the first one is for the minors and the second one is for any other. That means who are major. Now engages such person for sexual exploitation in any manner will have punishment of minimum 3 years of rigorous imprisonment which can go up to 5 years along with fine. And both the offences here are cognizable offences, non-bailable offences. Court of session will conduct the trial and they are non-compoundable offences. Then comes section 371 which discusses about habitual dealing in slaves. Now whoever habitually imports, exports, removes, buys, sell, traffics or deals in slaves shall be punished with imprisonment for 10 years along with fine, and the offences here are cognizable offences, non-bailable offences. Court of session will conduct the trial and non-compoundable offences. Section 372 discusses about selling minor for the purpose of prostitution, etc. Here what happens, a person who is below 18 years either been sold or been hired or been disposed to any other person for the purpose of employing him for the prostitution or illicit intercourse or for unlawful and immoral purpose or any such activity. And here such employment may happen later also. Now for example, X is selling A. Now A is 16 years today and such person is being used for prostitution after 5 years. That means A by that time will be 21 years. That doesn't matter. When was the sold happened or when was the hiring happened or when was the disposed happened, that is very important. At that time, if the age of that particular person is below 18 years, then it is a punishable offense. I hope that is very clear. Here the punishment can go up to 10 years along with fine, and these are cognizable offenses, non-bailable offenses. Court of session will conduct the trial and they are non-compoundable offenses. Section 373 is the continuation of section 372. There we are discussing about selling, hiring or disposing. But here it may be for buying, hiring or obtaining possession. Now if anybody does that with the person who is below 18 years, and the purpose of doing that to have them for prostitution or for illicit intercourse or to use them for unlawful or immoral purpose at any age of theirs. See, the activity or the transaction should happen when they are below 18 years, but usage may happen even after 18 years also. Now, if someone is buying a girl of 15 years, they might be using that girl for prostitution for her entire life. That everything covers here. Now, at what age the transaction has happened, that is very important. And for those offenses, the punishment can go up to imprisonment of life or 10 years along with fine. And they are cognizable offenses, non-bailable offenses. Court of session will conduct the trial, and they are non-compoundable offenses. The last section in this particular aspect, that is as far as kidnapping and abduction is concerned, is section 374, which discusses about unlawful compulsory labor. Here there are two important ingredients. One, someone is unlawfully compelling another person for labor. Second one, that is against the will of such person. Now, if that is happening, that is unlawful compulsory labor, or we are also simply calling it as forced labor. For forced labor, the punishment can go up to imprisonment of 1 year or fine or both, and the offenses here are cognizable offenses, bailable offenses. Any magistrate can conduct the trial, and they are non-compoundable offenses. With that, I am concluding this particular session. See you in my next class with a new topic. Till then, thank you so much for subscribing my channel. Please like, share and comment my videos. All the very best for whatsoever purpose you are referring my channel, and thanks again.